Hello and welcome to Stamping by Hannah and to my very special free online workshop for August. As you are watching this, I am not at home, I'm not in my craft room, I am on my honeymoon, and I thought I would share some of the wedding related cards that I've made recently, and I thought that making them on camera would probably be quite a good idea. So I have 2 thank you cards and my wedding favour to show you today. So nice exciting video. I thought we would start off with this card, which is the card that I have, or I'm going to be, will have by the time you've seen this, but at the time of filming I will be sending these to my hairdresser, my makeup artist, the vicar, our photographer, those sorts of people that are really kind of heavily involved in our day, are all going to get one of these. Really simple, quick and easy, but really pretty cards. So this is 1, but I've got 6. I need 6, so I thought I might as well make the other 5 on camera with you, and we'd do a bit of mass production. So, did you get a sneaky peek then? You might have done. Everything's falling. Everything's just fallen down the side of my desk. Let's hope I can recover it later. So I have got 10 pieces of Very Vanilla and 5 pieces of Elegant Eggplant. So these measure 10.5 that way, and is it 29 point something centimetres this way? They're a piece of A4 cut in half for my card bases, and my card mats are cut half a centimetre shorter and narrower. So mass production, always a tricky thing to get right. I find I've done all the cutting already, but I find that if you do each job on each card, so if you do, I tend to try and do all the folding, all the cutting, all the scoring, all the folding, or or the stamping of one stamp, or the stamping of another stamp, etc, etc. And I'm hoping to be able to just rattle these off quite quickly. There is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in America called Brandy, and she does these 10 in 20 videos that I just love watching. They're brilliant, and she makes 10 cards in 20 minutes. I'm hoping that I can make 5 cards in less than 10 minutes. So I've got 5 card bases all cut and folded. I'm going to pop them away to one side. I've then got I'm going to use 5 of these Very Vanilla cards for the inside and 5 for the outside. So I'm going to do the insides first, because it gets them out of the way. So I've got a piece of scrap paper for this because I'm going to be stamping off. Excuse me. Before I lose another card down the side of my desk. I have a bookshelf here, and there's a card-sized gap that I think everything's just fallen down. Yeah, I think I can get it. I might have to stop. Well, I do have to stop this video anyway, so halfway through. My camera only does 20 minutes worth of filming at a time, and I think this one might take more than 20 minutes. So I've got Elegant Eggplant ink here, and my this stamp. I should tell you where this stamp is from, shouldn't I? Really. This stamp is from Everything Eleanor, and it's a 2, it comes in clear mount or wood mount, and it always comes in 2 cases. And I've got this stamp here. I love that stamp. And all I'm doing is inking up my stamp, stamping it off once, and then stamping down in the bottom right hand corner. Which is why I want my bit of scrap paper, because otherwise I'm going to end up with an awful lot of Elegant Eggplant ink in shot all the time. So you can see how much of a mess I'm making over there, can't you? You don't want that the whole way through the video. So there are my insides all done. So then I've got 5 pieces of Very Vanilla that are the same size that are going to be my outside. So I'm going to ink up my stamp again, not stamping off this time, and into the right hand corner again. I like symmetry on my cards, it has to be said. My insides tend to match my outsides quite often. Oh, I'm a piece short. Hold on a second, that is easily fixed. Because I pre-cut my Very Vanilla and my Whisper White, because I use so much of it, so I have a constant supply of both cut to card mat sizes just to my right hand side here. If you can hear footsteps, it is Frida the cat. She is having a mad moment. So I'm going to pop this stamp off to one side a second. And can you see it says thank you in the middle? This thank you comes from Big News, which I love this. I have this in wood mount. Ooh, try not to get it in the other eggplant. And it's a load of really cool congratulations type sentiments. So you've got thank you, happily ever after, there's no limit to your awesomeness. I use this one a lot for team cards. Enjoy the first, congratulations, it's your birthday. And this one, I really can't wait to use this, your little baby's big news. I have somebody I might be using that for shortly, which is very exciting. But I need my stamping jig next, because I need to make sure that that thank you is straight. And I am not the most perfect stamper in the world, particularly not with wood mount, because I try really hard when I originally mount them, but it doesn't always work. So stamping my jig, you have a handle and a piece of clear, it's not acetate, it's clear plastic though. I've got Elegant Eggplant on here somewhere. And you pop the corner into the corner of the stamping my jig, and then you can stamp onto there. And then you use this piece to line up your stamping. So I actually think I might have stopped a bit low down here, but it's okay. So I'm going to pop my stamp, my thank you, there. And I can take that away, but I will use it again, so I'm not going to rub it away. And there I get my thank you in the exact place that I want it. So, and we just do this over and over and over again. So, I have had, as I film this, I am trying to be really organised, as you might be able to tell. And we are 3 weeks, just over, away from the big day. Oh dear, what's happened to that one? I'm covered. That would be why then. You know what? I knew that having the baby wipes handy today would be a good idea. So, try again. Yeah, I am currently 3 weeks away from the wedding, and I'm trying really hard to be really organised. There will be a August Code Club. Gifts for Code Club in August will go out at the end of August as usual. But I haven't got a code specifically for this workshop, because I usually let my workshop codes run for a month, but I'm not actually around to set the code club up. So the class code up. So, oh dear, it's going well this, isn't it? That's 2 boo-boos. It's okay. They're hand stamped. So there isn't an individual class code for this workshop, which there usually is. However, if you do shop with me in August, if you use the Code Club code, you will be receiving a very special present when I get back from my honeymoon. So I then need to bring back in that lovely elegant Everything Eleanor swirl and move my messy paper back over, and we're going to just line our swirl up with that thank you. And you can see where it fits. Thank you sort of fits into the stamp. And I'm sure everybody will be going, you're not going to give that card, are you, with the inky fingerprints on? So, well, you know what? I actually am. Because it's handmade. That's half the beauty of handmade. You've got to be able to tell it's been made by hand. If you can't tell it's been made by hand, that's not fun for me. So I'm going to move this piece out of the way and bring in our individual pieces. We've got fronts, middles and card blanks and snail. So fronts first, I think. Snail on the back. Can you see what I mean by you do each step, do the same thing. So I'll do all the fronts and then I'll do all the insides. I hope everybody's having a fabulous August. I absolutely certainly am having a fabulous August. I'm hopefully having a better August than I had in July. The lead up, the reason I'm filming this 3 weeks ahead of the wedding is because the next 3 weeks are completely insane. Because not only have I've got all the wedding planning done at this point, I've just got the table plan left to make up. But I work a day job, and my day job for the next 3 weeks is an insane mixture of day shifts and night shifts. So I'm trying to get ahead. So there is one. I also have a craft fair in the next 3 weeks, which will have gone by the time you see this, so thank you if you came along on the 25th of July. I'm really hoping when I get back from being away that I'm going to be able to sort out a way of doing these completely live, because I act like they're live. If whatever happens on camera happens on camera, I do not edit other than to stop the camera before it shuts off for 20 minutes and start the camera again, ready for another 20 minutes. So, which I think I will do, we are 14 minutes in-ish. So that is 6 really quick and easy thank you cards for the people that are taking part in my wedding. And I'm going to tidy these away and I will show you my wedding favour next. Hold on to your seats, folks. Okay, so this is my wedding favour, and I have to say I cannot take any credit for this box whatsoever. The fabulous Elaine Jackson over at Papercraft Button, I loved your little milk carton so much back, 18 months ago I think, which I think was an Easter theme project, not the Easter just gone, but the one before. I loved it so much that I immediately cut 60 of them for my wedding favours, and they've been sat with the red liner tape on, all ready to go, and I have now assembled them, but they were sat there with the red liner tape on, just flat, for about 12 months, and they survived. So this is my These are my wedding favours. My actual ones have got a little purple heart on. But I thought I would just show you the box. So for this, I have got a piece of our Whisper White thick cardstock. Oh, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. I love this stuff. It's gorgeous. It's the exact same colour tone as our traditional Whisper White, but it is thicker, which is brilliant. So this piece of Whisper White measures 6.5 inches by 4.5 inches. If I can, I will put them into metric measurements. They'll be on the blog in the down bar below. You will need your Simply Scored, and we're going to insert with the long side at the top first, and we're going to score at 1.5, 3, 4.5 and 6 inches. And we're going to turn it around onto the short side, and we're going to score it at 1.5 and 3, and then we're going to turn it over that way, so all my score lines are now facing down, and score it at 4 1/8. So I think we all love a good box, don't we? But this one is just super cute. So you've got score lines that kind of go in and score lines that come out. With Whisper White, I find that if you fold them if you've got the divoted side facing up, you want to fold it backwards. I'm sure that is not the best way of explaining it, but it gives you a nice crisp edge. So this one we're going to fold the opposite way because it's going to form the top of our milk carton, and then all the others go in over. I'm sure you're all sat there going, "Han, but you make boxes, why have you stolen somebody else's design?" I've not stolen it, I've simply borrowed it, and I've given Elaine all the credit. Her work is fabulous. Elaine at Papercraft Button does some fantastic boxes, better than any of the boxes that I produce. I dabble, Elaine is the expert. So we're going to just cut up these score lines. I've waffled all the way through making this so far. So I've cut off that skinny section at the end and cut up these ones. I'm going to use some fast fuse to pop some glue down this section here. You could also use tear and tape, and because it's a lovely square box you can just fold it and it will go perfectly. This here, that score line there, is going to be the back of our box. So I'm going to do the sides first and the back, and then the front. I'm going to put a little fast fuse on the front and over. And now you've got a kind of cube of a rectangle. Rectangle? That's not a word. Oh dear. And what we're going to do is we're going to push in the sides. Push in the sides, and ooh, that always happens to me. I think I just push on the wrong point. But what I find is if you move it, it will go into the right place. There we go. As you can see, this cardstock is beautiful. It forms crisp lines all on its own. And they're then held together with our cute clothespins. And that's it. And that is my wedding favour box. They're so simple. So I'm going to clear these away, and I will be back with you in a very, very short second to show you my special thank you cards. So these are the cards I am sending to special people. These are going to bridesmaids, parents, I think that's it, parents and bridesmaids. Oh, and the best man, who's a woman, but we'll skip over that as well. So I'm making 5 of these very special cards. The card bases, they are actually 8 by 8, and I will hold my hands up here and admit Stampin' Up! Unfortunately don't sell 8 by 8 card bases. They should, but they don't. And it's not possible to get an 8 by 8 card base without doing some jiggery pokery with some cardstock. So I have to admit these have come from one of your big high street craft stores. But it's about the only thing that I buy that's not Stampin' Up, and it's purely for really big cards like this. So I have one of these really big cards, and it's 8x8 card blanks. Oh. I have a piece of Elegant Eggplant, which is one of the ones that fell down the side, so it's a little bit raggedy. That is 7.5 by 7.5, because for all it's 7.75 by 7.75 inches, and then there's 7.5 by 7.5 piece of Whisper White for the top. And that 1/4 inch just means there's 1/8 of an inch of purple all the way around the outside, which I think is stunning. So we're going to stamp on this piece. I'm going to put these pieces away for a second. And I'm going to bring back in my messy piece of grid paper, although this piece of grid paper is also getting messy, but that's irrelevant. I've got my Elegant Eggplant ink again, and that swirl stamp. And I'm going to come in on this bottom corner and stamp all the way in. And I'm going to turn it around 90 degrees and do exactly the same thing. And I always like to have a little bit of this stamp hanging off the edge. Bit of personal preference, but that's just how I like my stamps. So I'm going to move this to one side for a second and bring my Stamp-A-Majig back in. And I've got the Watercolour Thank You, which I absolutely love. I've used this a few times now for team thank you gifts and things. I love it. And I thought it would be perfect for this. So I'm going to stamp it onto my Stamp-A-Majig so I can get the absolute right positioning. I'll stamp on my Stamp-A-Majig. I will bring that piece back in. And I can move this around to where I want it. So I want it sort of about there. Just get that card blank lined up straight. Yep, there is perfect. So I'll bring my handle back in. Move that out of the way. There we go. I have also got, move that out of the way, and I've kind of cheated a bit with this section because I've already stamped it once, but I've got the world map background stamp, and the reason I've picked this one out is because I used this, or a very similar stamp to this, on all of my wedding invitations. Now, they were my save the dates. And you can see there's a kind of little map print in it. And these were life before Stampin' Up, so they're a little bit different to what I would do now. But I made the save the dates 2 years ago, life before Stampin' Up for me anyway, and didn't use any Stampin' Up material. So when I came to making my wedding invitations, even though I was a Stampin' Up demonstrator then, and making other things wedding related, I've kind of stayed away from Stampin' Up things because that wasn't what I used originally. However, I got World Map the other week, and I know this has been in the catalogue for ages, but it's just one of those things that only just appeared in my stash. And I've stamped it onto a piece of Whisper White, and I've got my Sweetheart Punch, and I'm just going to punch out 3 hearts out of my world map, just so that these cards tie in with the other cards or the other parts of the wedding that have come previously. So I'm going to move those out of the way for a second because I'm going to pop them on last, actually. I'll just pop those over to one side, bring back in, oh, we're having some lighting issues here I think today. I don't normally film in the evening. If you can hear kids and things, we've got a green outside of my window that the kids love to play on. And I don't normally film in the evening, so I don't normally have the problem. But the kids are all outside tonight because it's really warm. But James is at work till 8:30, so I thought, well, I might as well take advantage and get some crafty time in. So, because this is such a big piece, and I want to pop it up on dimensionals, I'm going to have to use quite a few. I actually used 9. So we go 1 in each corner, and then another 4. I love this. You've got 4 fingers, so use them. In a diamond pattern, and then 1 slap bang in the middle. And I'm going to take all of them off, all the backs off. And bring in my card base. Get it the right way up, always helps. And then there isn't much room on the on my card base because although it's quoted as an 8x8 card, it's about 7 7/8, so there's not much room, but there we go. And I then need another 3 dimensionals for the back of my hearts. 1, 2, 3. Backs off those as well. And I'm going to put 1 near the bottom, and cover that boo-boo. 1 up there, and the 1 up there. And that is my very special thank you card for my wedding. So, bring everything back in. Thank you very much for supporting me as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I really hope that you've enjoyed this workshop, and I hope that you've enjoyed me rabbiting on for the past half an hour. If you are going to shop, well, when you place your Stampin' Up! Order with me in the month of August, please use the code club code, which will be linked in the down bar below, and you will be getting some special presents in September. So thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you again soon. Subscribe, hit the like button, go over to Facebook, read my blog, subscribe to my newsletter, and I'll speak to you in September. Thanks very much for watching. Bye for now.